The dramatic arrest of lawyer come political activist Morara and the former Kiambu governor Ferdinand Waititu a day before an impeachment motion against the Deputy President Rigathi is tabled is not something that is just a mere coincidence. In politics, everything is always planned. And straightforward, what was planned to divert the attention of the country has backfired on Ruto administration as Kenya Kwanza stares at a possible return of the Tuesday protest. We want to look into this deeply and make sure you watch to the end. But there is something we are doing, and on behalf of baby Becky, this is midnight for Motron. This is midnight. Baby Becky here, we are supporting this young girl, 8-year-old girl who was born with cerebral palsy and was being managed at home. But last in October, she suffered convulsions and was admitted at Kenyatta Hospital. So for 1 year and 6 months, the young girl had been in hospital. And within time, she was in ICU for 6 months. But after, when she came out of ICU, she lost eyesight. However, the doctors have told the father, Michael Kamau, that baby Becky can be put under home-based care like they were managing before. But for her to be discharged from the hospital, there is a deficit of 200,000 bill for baby Becky to be discharged from Kenyatta National Hospital. Apart from that, she's also supposed, she uses anticonvulsants, that is around 5,000 shillings per week. So as Team Bold, we decided that from this we can pick this and support so that we can discharge baby Becky. As I speak, the deficit of I have to click the 200,000 is around 44,000 Kenyan shillings. Send me anything you can. I've told them, and I want to make sure that tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday at 2 p.m. We can be able to send that money so that the baby can be discharged from the hospital. So any amount you get, if you can be able to do that deficit within the time possible, we'll be so glad. So thank you very much for all that have really supported this. I believe that this is one of the best things we can do apart from just talking about the politics of the day. A plan was hatched. The arrest and awailing of Morara and Ferdinand Waititu, if you ask me, were purely state orchestrated. And the reason why the two, look at the profile. Morara represents the Gen Z movement. On the other side, if you look at Waititu, he represents Mount Kenya and is also from the political class. So this was a trial and error, and I will explain for you how it really didn't work. I think the state realized that there was need to divert the media attention from Rigathi impeachment, and of course they realized that that impeachment had formed better part of what the media was saying or were talking about. But to their surprise, moments after Kebaso was arrested, this poster emerged when the young people went to social media, TikTok, and saying that if it's not released, the police may end up in another protest on Tuesday, just like what was experienced in this country somewhere in July. Occupy CBD. These posters were leaked and quite a number of things happened. So they were saying A plan that was to arrest these fellows to divert their attention has now changed, and the young people are saying if you don't release them, then the best language that the government understands is protest. But I want us to be very objective in this. Let's listen to what Waititu said in a church service on Sunday, because allegedly he's being blamed. One of the charges when Waititu was picked, when people was picked in some petrol station, is facing some incitement charges. But this is what Waititu said on Sunday that is allegedly behind his arrest.
Kampenia Ruto akuwe rais nikiwa wa UDA, na kuna maagizo ambayo tuliagiza wananchi. Ya kwanza ilikuwa ni hii ya kupatia hasla pesa ziingie kwa mfuko yako. Mnajua hiyo yote imekuwa ni mambo ya mama boga kupia kupewa pesa asiwe naenda kwa shailo, yote imekuwa ni watu ya bodaboda waliambiwa vile watapata pesa, hakutakuwa kwenda kwa banki tena kukopa, yote imekuwa ni alafu pia alikuwa amesema Ruto mwenyewe na akarudia sana wakati ya kampeni, hakutakuwa na extra judicial killings. Hakuna mtu yote atauawa na serikali kiolela bila kupelekwa kotini. Hiyo ni Ruto alikuwa amesema tena mara mingi. Yote sasa vile yamefanya saa hii, sisi wote tunaona hiyo yote ni hapa nani? Alikuwa amesema pia hakutakuwa na serikali ya nusu mkate. Sasa saa hii amekaribisha upinzani kwa serikali, akawapatia viti bila alikuwa amesema hakutakuwa serikali ya nusu mkate. Tumeona yote ni alikuwa ameagiza mapastors wote na mabishop bila akaleta serikali ya mtu alikuwa na kampeni na Biblia kuonyeshana hapo mzuri. Saa hii makanisa yote mabishops wanaambiwa watakuwa kilipa kodi. Amedanganya nani? Amedanganya Mungu. Sasa sisi tukiangalia namna hii, saa ile alikuwa anafanya kampeni, alisema saa ile walishinda wataongoza serikali yao kama vile Kibaki alikuwa anaongoza, kwa sababu kila mtu anatambua serikali ya Kibaki na Kalonzo Musyoka ilikuwa namba 1, ilifanya kazi, si kweli? Si mnakumbuka? Yeye alisema ataongoza kama nani? Kibaki na Kalonzo. Sasa vile sisi wote tumeona yeye hakusoma maneno sawa sawa ya Kibaki na Kalonzo. Sasa sisi ambaye tumekuwa kwa UDA tumekuwa very disappointed na kuchagua mtu. Sisi tumeamua pamoja na Wakenya wengine ya kwamba yule mtu anajua vile serikali ya Kibaki iliongozwa, yule alikuwa anaishikilia akiwa vice president na sio mwingine, ni Dr. Kalonzo. Na ndio kwa maana unaona sisi tuko na yeye, tunajua yeye ni mtu wa haki. Yeye hajawahi patikana na kashfa yoyote. Yeye anaongea polepole tu kama Kibaki, lakini ile sisi tunataka ni uongozi ili ambaye wananchi watafaidika naye. Hawa wanaongea na nguvu na ukali na nini, tumeona hiyo ukali yao ndio uongo tu. Kwa hivyo sisi mkituona, sisi tunataka Wakenya wafaidike, na yule ambaye ataokoa Kenya hii sio mwingine, ni Dr. Kalonzo.
I don't know how that is a political incitement, but it can show you the way it's not that strong. It was not a very strong thing. In fact, even yesterday, I did not even see media flagging that statement from Waititu, and it did not even get the airtime, so I don't even know why the state will give Waititu all that airtime. Will have an issue with what he said there, because all that was just politics just like the rest of the team have also been doing their politics. On the other side, so you look at that and assess whether the arrest of Waititu is also have some strong ground. Morara Kebaso was, during the weekend, was in the counties of Bomet and Kericho, conducting civic education and exposing some projects where public money has been siphoned. But today, he issued a press statement about this blogger who was arrested, who was sodomized in the coastal county of Mombasa. An incident that is very regrettable. I think I don't just understand how as a country we can stoop that low, where if someone feel aggrieved, a leader feel aggrieved by what that blogger said, then he resorted to that. So Morara Kebaso spoke in solidarity in that incident. And there is something he said. I want us to listen to it.
We cannot be a country where we only arrest the small fish. The Inspector General of Police, Douglas Kanja, should come out clearly and tell the nation whether the governor of Mombasa, Abdul Somad Sharif Nasir, is above the law. These people clearly did not do this evil act by themselves. This was a coordinated attack against the Constitution and against the freedom of expression, to pick up a young gentleman in his 25 years, full of dreams and full of hopes, and to destroy his life by turning him on his back and sodomizing him in a very, very sad event, which I've watched on video, and I've been unable to watch it twice. I'm under a lot of pain and anger after watching this video, and I believe this is the feeling of most of the Kenyans, and therefore, I would like to issue a statement and state as follows. I am giving the Inspector General of Police, Douglas Kanja, an ultimatum to arrest the Governor of Mombasa, Abdul Somad Sharif Nasir, to answer to charges of being an accessory to crime and being a conspirator to crime. Sodomy is such a demeaning thing to any man or to any boy. It destroys a person's life and their dreams and their hope of ever living a normal life again. I know Bruce has received treatment, but I don't know whether if that happened to you or to your son or to your brother, whether they will ever be able to live a normal life again. If the governor of Mombasa is not investigated, arrested, and charges preferred upon him for conspiring, hiring these criminals, then I'm ready, willing, and able to stop all my activities and lead a nationwide demonstration to demand for accountability of this governor. We have become a nation that is tolerant to criminals, and to make it worse, we've even elected criminals into our elective institution. Today in Parliament, we have a person who shot someone during election day. That person died. The family lost someone. People cried. And to this day, we've not seen accountability.
So he threatened, he said that if the leaders are not brought to book, then you lead mass action against the perpetrators. And I saw some people are taking issues with it. So that was what he said. So after that, he went to his office. The office is around Kaha West. And that's when the police got in the compound, ambushed him. He was handpicked, put in a Subaru, and then driven all the way to regional offices in Nairobi. Those two gentlemen who were arrested, there was a urgent need to grab the news, the headlines. The scheme was a miscalculation because these young people did not take it. And I've even seen Gideon Moi and a host of other leaders have also reacted to this matter. Let me just read for you what Gideon Moi has just posted around after the arrest of Morara, because it has brought to light the issue of police abductions and arbitrary arrests, something that the country had been complaining. I'm just saying that they're getting it wrong. If this move to arrest these fellows was a wrong move, because the government has been facing challenges of, the issues of misuse of power and those abductions. And Gideon Moi reacted, said, the criminalization of civic engagement in the country must now come to an end. Young people are simply agitating for a system that works for them and secures their collective future. The arbitrary arrest of young people such as Morara Kebaso for articulating the kind of a nation they want must be condemned. And I just want to play for you a snippet of what happened, because immediately after Morara Kebaso was arrested, I think someone else has her TikTok account, went live, and over 10,000 young people were live saying, we are ready for Tuesday.
Is the Kenya that Ruto alikuwa anasema eti we don't want abduction. Senator Onyanka, we salute you and we say thank you for responding as quick as much as you could. We really salute you on that.
Yeah.
We really salute you on that.
Okay guys, nimeambiwa ni kuna Cyprian TV yako live YouTube.
Okay.
Amesema nirudie namba pole pole. 0720 688181. Let me repeat. 0720 688181. Cyprian confirm. Patrick Mongera Torintari Murintari.
What was citizen?
I'm informed that to the watchdog is he's there already. Is at the DCI headquarters. Kindly get in touch.
We are here at the bus stage, at the bus stop.
My friend.
Okay. So the watchdog, with the watchdog, you can now get that number. Yeah, your number imepeanwa hapo na villager. You can reach him because he's there right now. So we are joining him right there. So any other Kenyan that is able and willing to join us there, kindly reach out, and we are there.
So what was supposed to be a scheme that was just to divert attention is now metamorphosizing into a protest. It's coming into a protest. To show you that Morara Kebaso arrest has nothing to do with that speech that I've played for you or what he's been doing, because if you look at the activities, if you look at the Vampire Diaries that Morara Kebaso has been doing, what he did yesterday was just touching on county government, those local leaders. It was not even touching on national government. The speech he did about that, about the Mombasa issue, it was just in solidarity with that, with him at that level. But it was not a high profile. There is no high threat around it. There is nothing so high. I've seen them. I've also seen some other people have spoken about some corruption charges, I don't know, money, some scamming deal. Some people I've seen coming up with that. Of course, by tomorrow we will see what the state will charge Morara Kebaso against. We will actually see if we see that charge sheet. But you can as well see that there is nothing so urgent why the state was actually going after Morara Kebaso and Waititu. In fact, after the arrests, they were driven. The country, for the first time we saw, I think, yes, maybe Kanja is doing something. gari ambayo ilimshika, the country saw the number plate, and those who were around him, his handlers, were able to trail and track the car, the Subaru that was carrying him all to the Nairobi regional office, and then he stayed there for some hours until around 9 p.m. A report has just emerged that 2 cars left the regional commander, Nairobi regional commander, where Morara was being probably interrogated, and 2 cars left, one heading Kiambu Road, and the other one, I think, taking another route. So by the time they were leaving, the young people that there and the members of his family, of Morara's family, did not know where exactly, which car was even carrying Morara. And if you ask me, they can just do that, but they even leave Morara there. So there is a lot of circus and around it. They wanted that arrest to be at least to be a news headline. They were looking for something. But I think media also did not play into it. And media realized that, all along we've been speaking about Rigathi, impeachment, and the media is also driven by numbers. If they realize that the numbers and the public interest is in this impeachment, then that's where they need to take their lenses. Even here in the bowl, I decided I will take my lenses in that Rigathi impeachment. Why? It's the talk of town. It's what people want to know. It's where the numbers are. And that is how it is. So there was need to distract attention of the country from it. And that, just by mere virtue that you see there is a plan to divert attention, it tells you that from where I'm seated, the person that is impeaching Rigathi is Ruto. And Ruto doesn't have a watertight case against the deputy president. In fact, if you look at how the DP is speaking in the roundtable interview that you have just done on this Monday evening, you'll understand that he's so confident. Rigathi is so confident that the Ruto team doesn't have any evidence against him. Yeah, you can read the confidence in between his lips. Now, I think the 2 things that Rigathi did, and these things have really worked for him. The media interviews to respond to all manner of claims that have been leveled against him, and also to run the sympathy card in those interviews and the political rallies. Now, I think Ruto's think tanks have told him that the ground is a bit polarized. Yeah. It's not that everyone is agreeing with that impeachment. He's already been told, kwamba mambo si mzuri. The ground is polarized. Even us here, we did a research. Majority of most of our subscribers, before we reached 60,000, I think when we were at 50,000, were Azimio. But 64% said they don't support to get the impeachment. 21 said it's not a priority, and 21 said yes. So I think if you assess, almost 75% of Kenyans are saying that impeachment is not a big thing. They're not saying Rigathi is good, but they're saying that impeachment is not a priority to this country. So that has really caught Ruto in a very uncomfortable corner. And what was to divert attention is now emerging as a protest. Now, this was the state plan with these arrests. If you ask me, I'm seeing this, I can condense them to these 3 points. There was a plan to frame Morara as a Rigathi Gachagua handman behind protest. And I can tell you this for sure. The state knew very well that if Morara is arrested, then social media is going to work a motto. And 2 things are likely to happen. Maybe some people will start protesting against Morara. But if a protest will be going on, if some people will start protesting against the issue of Morara, and at the same time Rigathi Gachagua impeachment is going on, a narrative can be crafted on bringing the parallel that people are protesting. You see, we say he funded protests, but now because we want to remove him, you see people are protesting. So he's behind it. So they would want to craft that. And that is why it's not just a coincidence that Morara Kebaso is arrested a day before that, because what will happen if he's going to be taken to court tomorrow, because that is what the law says, then he will be taken to court. Then after he's taken to court, it is the time that impeachment will be going on. The other thing, and I think that is also one thing the state is trying to look into, is to profile Morara. What is the publicity profile of Morara? They're looking at profile him in terms of publicity, profile him in terms of who is behind him, who is supporting him. Yeah, I think they also took time to interrogate that, because, and I think they've got the answers. Morara was arrested, and Free Morara is trending. I've seen Babu Owino said Free Morara. I've seen Gadonwa Mushomba, Free Morara. I've seen Kabando wa Kabando running that hashtag. I've seen Gideon Moi, the whole Azimio Brigade, and other stakeholders have also emerged saying Free Morara. So they also wanted to know, do people embrace Morara? They wanted to profile Morara, and they just use that as an opportunity. The other objective, and I think this is now linked to Waititu, is they wanted to gauge the reaction of Mount Kenya. If they're impeaching Rigathi is saying, I'm looking to see how Kalenjin is going to react, how Rift Valley MPs are going to react. And the MPs that should be the last to remove Rigathi from power, as Rigathi is saying, are Kalenjin MPs, because he supported them. So I think with the rest of Waititu, they also wanted to know, is there anything, and they picked Waititu, was within Nairobi. And they wanted to gauge what exactly can happen. Can there be a protest? How precarious is the ground? Lastly, I think the state wants the Gen Zs to stop talking about Rigathi impeachment, and they start talking about Morara. And they talk about Morara for now. In fact, they want to dissuade the Gen Z so that the Gen Z can see that Rigathi impeachment is not of significance to them. Like, for example, Rigathi is facing impeachment and Morara has been arrested. What's trending now is that Morara. So this could still be making the state, they could still be behind the arrest and all these plans, knowing very well what will happen. I'm telling you, sometimes if you speak to senior people in this country, you'll understand that government works in a very mysterious way. So we can also not rub off the fact that there was a plan to make sure that Gen Zs do not concentrate on that impeachment, probably, and look into something else. Thank you.